Hello and welcome to the latest of our series of interviews with Hospitality and Events North magazine. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Karen Guile, who's the director of Search4Venues and ToBook. Hi Karen, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
How's your week going so far?
Yes, not too bad, not too bad.
We're only on Tuesday, so
Yeah, but the rest of the week to look forward to.
Karen, be great to sort of tell everybody a little bit about your background and obviously a little bit more about the company.
Yeah, sure. Back in the day, I started out as a travel consultant, so I've always been in the kind of industry. And then progressing on from that, I then used the skills to start ToBook, which wasn't called ToBook back then, but that's what it's well known for now. And that became like a venue finding agency. And that came from a company that I worked for, who phoned me up and asked me if I could help them out with something else. And I'd sort of said, what is it you're looking for? And I said, oh, we've been double booked in a hotel. So can you find us a meeting room? So yeah, I can do that. And then worked out how much I got paid for doing that. So well, I'll do that instead of what I was doing.
Okay.
So I still have that client, which is a large examination board called Cambridge Assessment, and we work really closely with them on all their meeting inquiries. And then from that, we been in business 24 years when I then launched Search4Venues. Wow. And that came about because we were just finding it really difficult to get information off hotel websites and venue websites. Key information like telephone numbers, email addresses. So we launched Search4Venues, and we relaunched it in September 2019. And that was to support the hotels, give people a platform of which to search really good hand-picked venues. So it's not just anybody can get on there. They have to have like a good track record, all those kinds of things. So basically, if the agency to book wouldn't book it, then it couldn't go on Search4Venues. And that's how we kind of sort of put a standard on it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
for event planners and event organisers who are watching, what sort of kind of venues and well, you can give us some names if you like.
So we've got lots of different people on. So we've got restaurants. So we've got a Luna in Birmingham, Bristol. We've got stadiums. So we've got Manchester City. We've got Watford. We've got Newcastle. There's a few of those. We've got conference centres on there. So we've got Senior Conference Centre near London. We've got Church Conference Centre, then we've got hotels. So we've got M Gallery in Windsor. We've got Coombe Abbey in Coventry. We've got Mallory Court in Leamington Spa.
Wow,
so there's a full array of different types of venues to choose from.
Some great venues there. Just walk us through the kind of service that you offer then. If I was a brand new user to your product.
Venues. Yeah, so there's no need to log in or register for our site. So it's straightforward venue directory. So you go in, put your search criteria in. So it can be as little as West Midlands, 200 cabaret style, that's it. And it'll bring all the venues up that can accommodate that brief. And you get two types of listings. So at the very top, those that have paid for a listing, they'll come up first and you'll get images and a description, every meeting room capacity, and then their telephone number and sales email address. And then below them will come the free listings. So they'll fit the criteria of the meeting or event that you're looking to book, but you haven't got the images, you haven't got the description, but you do have the telephone number of the venue.
Right. Okay. Now that sounds good. Just making life a little bit easier for people.
Yeah, definitely.
So obviously you set that up just before the pandemic, a few months. So how's the situation changed? How you work and the service that you're offering?
Yeah. So when we first launched it, we got loads of interest, as you can imagine. So loads of lovely enhanced listings came on board, which are the paid ones. Loads of people put their free listings on. And of course, once March came and into April, then it went very quiet because the majority of venues were closed. So they didn't have the key people in there to put on. We used some free listings, but it kind of closed. Yeah. But rather than sort of shut down Search for Venues and not promote the venues that were already in there, we made the decision to keep that going because the audience was still there. You know, people had more time. They were all on social media. We were all looking for something to look at.
Absolutely.
So, right, let's get them on there and let's talk about what they can be looking at doing later on. So it was all sorts of things like, you know, thinking about hotels, and it's like where you go for a coffee is like, why would you go to Costa when you can go to a lovely hotel, sit in the lounge, those kinds of things. And just using hotels and venues for something slightly different, you know, promoting them on a different way than just you use a hotel for a meeting, or you use a hotel for a wedding, or you use a hotel for a bedroom. Those different ways of doing it. And the same with conference centres and everything else, and talking about the fact that, you know, next summer you can be doing team building events and you need to get them booked and all those kinds of things to try and push it into the 2021 market, really, and keep those venues alive in people's minds. So we did that, but what we did was we froze everybody's membership. So even though they paid their fee to have 12 months listing with us, they won't actually start now until January. So their renewal date will start kind of January. So they will have had, depending on when they enhanced with us, anywhere between 2 years and 18 months enhanced free, really, because we relaunched in 2019. So we actually launched the system in 2018, but we made some lovely additions to it.
So you're giving value back to your clients, you know, which is commendable at a difficult time. And have you seen in the more recent weeks more of a positive turn in terms of your traffic and your numbers?
Yeah, so we were just having a look this morning, actually, just at Facebook's traffic. And in the last month, we had 11,000 reach, which is probably one of the biggest reaches that we've had.
Yeah,
big jump. And we've had much more interest in enhanced listings this month as well. So we've had 4 or 5 new enhanced listings go on in November, which is slow. It's not as many as we would like, but it's picking up and it's there. We've had groups that are a little bit more interested now, so about putting multiple properties on and things like that. So we can see the market turning around.
Yeah, I think we can start to see light at the end of the tunnel, hopefully into the new year, maybe not straight away, but maybe towards the spring. You know, the industry's been, it's in turmoil really over the last few months. And how do you see it moving forward and the future of the events industry? Do you see a changing landscape there?
When I look at our clients and what their sort of plans are, we work with PSA Group who run an academy for apprentices. So we've been booking accommodation through there for them from end of summer. So there are some companies, especially with the younger element in there, that feel more confident to run their events. We work with an examination board, which is slightly different in terms of demographic. And so they're not looking to be really booking outside events until after probably March time, springtime. And then we've got a global law firm that we work for, and they're probably not looking until September, because obviously we've got the whole flying in, people flying out, isolation issues, all those things.
Yeah.
So
I mean, do you see the type of events changing in terms of maybe becoming more intimate, or when it comes to traveling, as you mentioned there, maybe more hybrid events where international travel becomes an issue and more events are on, online?
Yeah, I mean, we can see that potentially with the law firm, definitely. Not that I think that that's something they strongly want to do, but I just think in a position that they need to to carry on.
Sure.
I think things are going to change massively, because I do think that the whole online element of companies, you know, using Zoom and the likes of to initiate certain parts of what would have gone out of their business and into a venue. I think parts of that will stay now digital. And I do think probably for 2021, for corporates, a lot of it will be more social elemented around there when they go into the venue. So like there's a lot of network training that we do with one of our clients and things like that. And that will become more apparent, I think, in 2021. And that's what more things will be done. And the pre-stuff that would have been done at the beginning of the residential course or beginning of the meeting, I think that will go online. And then they'll just come together to do the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean, the AV companies we've been speaking to have really upped their game, and there's some amazing software out there for exactly that kind of thing. And what about the future for yourselves? And obviously, you've got two strands to the business. Do you see that changing?
No, I don't think it's going to change massively. I think 2021 is going to be, start of 2021 is going to be slow for us in terms of ToBook as in the agency, but the bookings will start to come through, so we'll start to see and be able to forecast for the rest of the year and into 2022, and that's what we're all hoping, isn't it, that people are more inclined to like 2022 is going to be the year it's all going to kick off. We're all,
it's going to be busy.
We'll all be looking for new staff because we couldn't keep them in the pandemic. So
are you planning anything new as a business that you can tease us on at all at the moment?
We're going to be bringing out a phase 2 of Search4Venues.
Okay.
So at the moment, the only listings are on there are actually venues, restaurants and unique. We want to bring a phase 2 out that will encourage suppliers to be able to get on there as well. So it will become a one-stop venue directory. But again, it's all about usability, and it's not about finding out who's booking where and all those things. So which is hence why it's such a good value for money product. It's not about tracking who's watching. It's about getting that business into those viable venues. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think the venues will need all the support they can get really over the next 12, 18 months. And I know obviously a lot of our readers and viewers today will be familiar with you for your business over the years, but people can find you at the website, which I've put on the screen there, Search4Venues.co.uk. And do you have any contact information personally you want to give out?
Yeah, I mean, you can contact myself on karen.guile@search4venues.co.uk if you want to talk to me about the venue directory, or if you want to talk to me about bookings and potential new inquiries or anything like that, you can message me at karen@tobook.co.uk.
Yeah, excellent. Well, it's been lovely to get to know you a little bit better and
find
out more about your business, and hopefully it's been of interest to those watching. We look forward to a positive 2021, and hopefully we'll all get through and be there to tell the tale. So
sure,
it just remains for me to thank you for coming on today, and
thank you.
We're looking forward to meeting you again.
All right, thanks so much, Elliot.
Take care.
And you.